Another sellout crowd in Boston. These fans have cheered their team on to a perfect 7-0 playoff record. And they're trying to make it another one to advance them to the conference finals. Kevin Garnett. And the Boston Celtics all tied up with LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, 3 games apiece. Right now, let's get today's starting lineups presented by Taco Bell and send it to PA announcer Eddie Palladino.
And what are the Celtics doing early? Putting the ball in the hands of Paul Pierce offensively. Rolling on an 8-0 run, and it starts and finishes with Paul Pierce. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
That's 2 on Perkins. And we'll take a timeout. We get under the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Paul Pierce, who has had his ups and downs in this series, started off red hot. Here's 4 of 8 here in the opening quarter. He's got 9 points. And the Celtics right now with an 8-point advantage. Welcome back to Game 7. Just under 3 remaining in the first. And the Celtics, they got their crowd fired up. 16-8 lead. Place is packed, including some Patriots. Tom Brady sitting courtside with his giant hat on. And Randy Moss showing who he's supporting here this afternoon. Right now, it's time for today's MasterCard all-in-team moment. It's about defense with Paul Pierce.
And Randy Moss could appreciate this because this is how you defend a great receiver. Double team, high hands, contest, active. You talk about strength, communication. You got a bump on the line. Take a look at KG. Does a good job at bumping. And then Pierce continuing to follow in position to contest the jump shot, making life tough. And most importantly, hands. Use those hands, the upper body strength, force him out of his comfort zone, fadeaway shots. Paul Pierce, a thing of beauty defensively.
Almost put it in. House with a good attempt. And that will end the first quarter. LeBron James and the Cavs trailed early, fell behind by 12 as the Celtics went on a 12-0 run. But Cleveland bounced back with 9 straight points of their own. We're going to hear from Cavs coach Mike Brown coming up after the break. But the Stars need to shine in the deciding Game 7. First quarter complete here in Boston. Celtics by 5.
Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC.
Kuzi trying to kill off the clock. We're moving around. 2, 1, that's it! Pandemonium!
Home of the NBA Finals.
Sometimes Big Baby is making some right calls today.
Well, he hasn't been feeling his bench, and today he is feeling Eddie House coming off that screen. He's got a quick release. He's instant offense off the bench, and he's always energetic.
Stewart, thank you. Celtics leading 24-15. And as he said, a winner-take-all game, much like the Spurs and the Hornets tomorrow on TNT. And that has been a terrific series as well. Again, the home team winning all games. Everybody's waiting for the Hornets to fall and finally be eliminated. Hasn't happened yet.
Well, I don't think they're going to fall. I think they'll win the game, but I refuse to believe that San Antonio is going to be blown out.
But you got to control it sometimes. Right now, though, Boston in control. They're up by 12 here in the second.
You want to get into a Game 7, you want to win a basketball game. Well, how bad do you want to do it? Take a look at Eddie House defending the basketball, not quitting on the play, tracking the ball, help position. Well, whose house is it? It's Eddie House. Good job of diving for the loose ball, keeping the ball alive, and sending a message to everybody in the building. We will not lose because of lack of energy, effort, and passion.
Eddie House was a second.
And you see, Paul Pierce has been the best player this half. On both ends, you can make the case. But offensively, pick and roll comes. Big man slashes to the hoop. Good find, puts him in position to prosper.
The winner of this game will play the Pistons. Eastern Conference Finals starts Tuesday. Will it be here in Boston? or will it be in Detroit? And they go every other day, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then next Monday, Memorial Day, on ESPN and on ABC. As Pierce is okay, comes back out. They obviously need him to shoot the free throws. If you get fouled and get hurt and can't shoot the free throws, you're done for.
Thank you, Eddie.
Welcome. After the break, Stuart Scott, John Barry, Michael Wilbon, the T-Mobile halftime report. They'll preview the big game 7 tomorrow in New Orleans. Hornets and Spurs for the right to face the Lakers. Chauncey Billups and the Pistons are awaiting the winner of this game. We'll hear from Chauncey. And then John and Mike's Fave 5 playoff plays all coming up on the T-Mobile halftime report. Game 7 in Boston. Celtics and the Cavaliers trying to advance to the conference finals. 2 quarters complete. Boston with a 10-point lead. It'll be the final half of the season. For the other, it's advanced to the conference finals. Halftime of Game 7 from Boston. And the Celtics with a 10-point advantage as we get set for the third quarter. The AT&T first half stats. Excellent Celtic defense, including 3-point. Both teams getting to the free throw line a decent amount in that first half. Rebounding, a very key statistic in this one. It was just the opposite in Game 6. Celtics here in Game 7 with a good job on the boards. Logan.
Well, 9-2 run for Cleveland to start. Pick and roll, a little slower rotations by Boston in this half, just knocking that jumper in 2 in a row for the Big C.
Game 7, Delonte West, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. Paul Pierce, isolation, too small, elevates, feeling it, on fire, and his team is now inspired.
Cavs have climbed back into it. They were down by as many as 13. They've never led. Pierce trying to keep them at bay. And that will end the third quarter. 2 NBA All-Stars putting on a show here this afternoon in Game 7. 35 for Pierce, 32 for LeBron James. It's Game 7 from Boston. The winner advances and will play the Detroit Pistons Tuesday. The loser's season is done. Fourth quarter coming up.
Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC.
Larry Bird follows his own shot. Oh, what a play.
The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions.
Home of the NBA Finals.
8.5 remaining. Fourth quarter of Game 7. Celtics trying to hold on. Doc Rivers claiming that LeBron James grabbed Pierce's jersey. 2 NBA All-Stars putting on a remarkable performance here in Boston in Game 7. Oh, he did grab it.
You think?
Oh, officials missed that one. And the Celtics turn it over. 5-point game with 5 to play. Back in Boston for Game 7. We've had so many in this city. And right now the Celtics lead by 5 with 5:01 remaining. 2 extraordinary performances from LeBron James and Paul Pierce in a Game 7. We've seen some just spectacular performances over the years. Clyde Frazier and the Knicks winning back in 1970. Bill Russell and the Celtics winning. All 4 of them, Bird and James Worthy in his 88 finals. All 4 were winners. One of these 2 are going to have a great performance and come out a loser.
Well, a great player say, get out of my way. It's time for me to make a play. Pierce is doing that on his end.
And again, this one was well defended too. James just rose up and stuck the 3. The question is, what do you do about him? You just hope you get.
Perhaps that'll be a topic discussed in the Boston huddle.
You talk about the big ticket, get him the basketball down the stretch, a little dream shake, goes baseline, knocks it down. Celtics loving it, and KG says, this is my house.
3:19 remaining. Fourth quarter of Game 7 from Boston. Led and now trailed by a point. LeBron James with 44 points and his defense doing it again.
And you look at Posey, tried to run down and get to him and foul him, but LeBron too quick, excellent defense. I'll meet you at the rim. Nobody there, knocks it down. Big play by LeBron.
The Celtics and Cavs fighting to go on to the Eastern Conference Finals. 2:20 remaining here in Game 7. The winner of today's Game 7 will play in the Eastern Conference Finals, which starts Tuesday on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern. If the Cavs win, it's going to be in Detroit against the Pistons. If the Celtics win, it'll be right back here with the Pistons on the road. Well, we still have 2:20 remaining in one head.
Talk about veterans, talk about experience. P.J. Brown, what you gonna do when the ball is swung to you? Steps in rhythm, knocks it down, and throws his hands up.
P.J. Brown off the bench gives the Celtics a 3-point lead, but still plenty of time to go. And the series will start right back here Tuesday and Thursday. Games here in Boston on ESPN, 8:30 Eastern Time. Then the series will shift for games 3 and 4 next Saturday and Monday. Saturday's game from the Palace of Auburn Hills on ABC. Next Monday, back on ESPN. So a thrilling Game 7 here from Boston, just like the good old days, say the Celtic fans. Final score, the Celtics 97, the Cavs 92. Next on ABC, except on the West Coast, ABC World News or your local news. So for Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, Michelle Tafoya, and our entire terrific ABC crew, this is Mike Breen saying so long from Boston. You're watching ABC Sports, home of the NBA Finals.